Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a layout. Now, if you've been following me for a bit, you know that I had this whole little series going, getting ready for a crop and making page kits. Well, this is sort of part 2. So these are all the page kits that I made to go to the crop. So I'm actually at the crop there. So the quality of the videos are not going to be like they normally are. It's really hard to film at a crop. The lighting is not that great. I still had 2 lights that I brought from home, and I tried a different tripod because my tripod that I use to do my live videos, I don't like to take that out of the house because it was a pretty expensive tripod and I'm afraid to break it going back and forth. So I bought this new tripod that just clipped on the side of the table. And I think it's going to work okay. You might see a little bit of shaking once in a while, but for being at a crop, it was pretty good. So this was page kit number 1. So I think for the first probably 12 to 15 page kits, I literally went in order, like page kit 1, page kit 2, and then I did the journaling for most of the pages. I think altogether I did 21 layouts. So I didn't get my 30 page kits done, and I'll explain why in a little bit. First of all, 21 is really good. But if you didn't know, the week of going to the crop, I went to see my massage therapist, and she said, and I could feel it, she said that my back was really, really bad, and she said, oh my goodness, and you're going to a crop this weekend, like you're going to be in a lot of pain. So what I did was after each layout, I would get up and stretch and not do anything for like 15 minutes. So I'd walk around, kind of stretch, go, somewhere and just kind of try to make my back not hurt as much. But the other thing that it did was I couldn't stay up till like midnight and probably get 3 more layouts done each night. So that would have been like 27, because by 9:30 my back had had enough. And one thing that if you don't have if you have back pain, is to get an electric pad, and I brought it with me so that at night I put it in my bed and I would put it on my back so that by the next morning it was good enough that I could get going again. But anyway, let's talk about this layout. So this was page kit number 1. There was some full sheets of pattern papers in there. There was some scraps. I had a cardstock. I matted my 2 photos in some it was like dusty blue, which matched this or coordinated with this paper kit really well. And then I took the other 2 pattern papers, didn't measure, just kind of put it in to my cutter and said, I know that my 2 photos side by side are 4 by 8, so I know I got to make it bigger than 4. So I think I probably did about 4 3/4, the first one. And then I probably did it by 9. And then the next one, I made it a little smaller. So I think I did it 6 by 6. But it's not as if, I truly measured. I just keep in mind how big my photo is, and then I just start cutting. Then I go into the embellishments that I had with this page kit. And some of them were those viewfinders. I love those to use them as embellishment foundation. I cut them in half so that I have, with one I can do 2 spots. And then I start looking at where I can start putting some embellishment foundation. So where all that pattern paper kind of meet and it makes these awkward shapes, I pick that spot at the very top left of the cluster of pattern paper, and then I go to the other side where the pattern paper kind of makes some odd shapes where they meet because they're not cut to fit perfectly. That's my second area where I am going to put some or an embellishment cluster. And then with those two in mind, then I look at where I have an available spot, and it just happened that it was at the bottom left of the layout. And then I start looking at everything that I put in the embellishments, and I say, okay, I have a round element. Now I got to find some rectangles and some words and some other embellishments that are embellishment finishers. So, you know, it can be little flowers or embellishments that have like little pictures on them. And I am not, how do I say that? I don't worry about the embellishment fitting perfectly the layout. As long as it's, you know, close enough, I'm okay with that. So I start with the embellishment foundation, get those all glued down, because I find that once I start moving stuff around, I have the hardest time putting it the same way that I had at the beginning. And usually the first way that I put it is the way that I really like. So I just put it down, and then I worry about finishing the embellishment clusters. Now, I just want to remind you that this was a page kit that I had done, and I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. So I have all the videos of prepping, and now as I'm finishing these layouts, and that's why I'm calling it MPKs, so the make-in page kits, and then layout number 1, and so on and so forth. So it'll go to layout 21, you know, for all the layouts that I made at the crop, but I still have like 9 page kits. So I'll keep making those at my leisure, and then I'll, you know, make them 22, 23, 24, and up to 30. So on that playlist, you'll see making the page kits and then having all the pages done with those page kits. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is, because I only have, you know, less than 10 page kits left in my craft room, I'm going to start another series of getting some page kits ready. Because once I finish all this, I want to just, you know, go into just having some page kits in my craft room at all times. But the difference is I'm going to be making page kits using the scraps from all the pages that I got done with this and all the embellishments that I have left over. So that next series, which will just be called Making Page Kits with Scraps, will probably start in the next couple of weeks. The next thing I want to talk about is basically the entire month of April. I had a video going up every single day of the month. And sadly, that today this is coming to an end, because, you know, it is quite a bit of work to have a video posted every day, but I'm going to keep it to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at least. And then if there's any extras than that, then it's like a bonus. So Mondays and Fridays will be for scrapbooking, and then Wednesdays will be for diamond painting. So now let's talk a little bit about this layout and the pictures, because these pictures are of in San Juan, and this was before we went on the cruise. So we had an entire day in San Juan before we went to the cruise. Like, we got there Friday night overnight. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Saturday we got up, we got ready, and then we walked to a Walgreens. And on the way back, we walked by this little stand that he was making fresh pina coladas. Well, we had to stop and each get one. This was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We had had lunch already, so it was all good. So the only thing that I'm really sad about is I didn't take a picture of the stand. Sometimes I get home and I'm like, what were you thinking about? I think I just get so caught up in the moment that sometimes I just forget to take pictures. But where we're going again next year, and we're going to be staying in San Juan, I'm going to try and go to that pina colada stand and then take a picture. If not, it's not a big deal. But he had these little chairs that you could sit down while you waited for him to make your fresh pina colada with some fresh pineapple that he would grind, and it was so delicious. But the funny story is, when we got back to our hotel, we went, we were going to the beach. So we went in the bathroom, each our turn, and we were putting on our bathing suits. And our friend, while we were in the bathroom, she had brought a coconut rum bottle, and it was like a 26 ounce. She put the entire bottle within 4 drinks. And when I came out, I was like, there seems to be quite a bit more, and I thought, well, maybe it melted or whatever. So yes, it was a little strong. And then she told us, like, once we were done the drink, and it was hilarious because by that point we kind of were not feeling any pain. Now, the funny part with all this is that our friend said that she told us that she was doing this, but I guess we were just so involved with getting ready that we didn't hear her. But the drink was really yummy and it was amazing. We got to go sit by the beach. I was reading a book and we were enjoying each other's company and the sun and the waves and the heat, because we had just come from home and it was like freezing cold. So it was an amazing afternoon by the beach having a drink, and it was just really nice to reminisce this afternoon while I was doing this page. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. If you wouldn't mind, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.